Yeah, if you shit your jammies,
you can. Yeah, if you shit your jammies, you can wash them on their own.
If they're really haggard, I'll throw them.
I suppose there's a line between if you've squeaked your jammies.
Yeah.
If you've shit your jammies, like bundle it up and like take it to someone else's bin.
But no matter what, even if the boxer shorts are brand new, I'll just put them in the bin. Unless they're me undies. We're not sponsored by them yet, so I'd throw them in the bin as well.
We buy them to shit in. Toilet paper's expensive.
Oh man. Speaking of dream sponsors, welcome back, Pudding Boys. This is the third episode that we're recording in this close quarters.
We're talking about our bowel movements and our clothes.
You should be used to that by now. Because Naylor has to go into a 3 week hibernation.
Couple of weeks.
Some weeks. So we are recording a little bit in bulk. So we're going to approximate Pokemon Legends Arceus. We could have done this last episode, but we're not speedrunners. We wouldn't have done it by then. But we're gonna share some thoughts about the game.
We both ended up buying it on day one.
Yeah, we both bought it day one. I pre-ordered mine from Amazon. In the end, I'm going to assume that's what happens.
I'm going to have a little look while you're rambling.
Is it expensive? Is there any pre-order bonus?
I'm going to just have a quick look at how much it cost me.
Yes. Yeah, how much it did cost you.
I think the pre-order bonuses for this were terrible, that's why I don't have any of them.
Yeah, I thought it was very bold of Nintendo to add actual Pokemon death.
Weird flex and like the guns.
The guns were... I didn't like them at first, but after I'd shot my third or fourth Psyduck, I was kind of getting into it.
Yeah, but why does Dialga have such a big gun in its chest? Because that's like more howitzer than gun.
I was more shocked when the shields on Palkia's arms moved to the front and revealed breasts underneath that then other Pokemon came and drank from.
Yeah, the Peggy 7 rating felt real weird when Dialga's cannon kind of extended like that.
And motorboated Palkia's breasts.
I've never seen a move.
Yeah, I don't know if Peggy actually paid attention.
They probably got bored by the vast valleys full of hundreds of Pokemon.
Yeah.
All 6 Bidoof.
Overall, I enjoyed it. I would like Game Freak to actually start paying attention to what's happening in the industry around them. Not in terms of, please don't make live services and shit like that, I don't want that. But, notice that other people maybe don't have graphics that look like they're at home on the Wii and animations that look like they're at home on the N64.
And, when you're designing one, look back over the catalogue, there's 800 now? 800
we must be... I think there was 800... Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
So we must be let's say 850 including forms.
Yeah.
9 maybe.
850 mon for inspiration.
Yeah.
Why did you have to do that?
And it's not it's not like they're drawing Dialga and Palkia like that because there are no more options.
Stupid Genie.
Oh,
they got
Enamorus.
so badly wrong after 3 perfect.
Oh no, I liked it when Enamorus was revealed to be your trainer's dad.
I'm just real glad that they put the guns in for that bit because when it gave you that option,
to shoot
you want to old yellow him.
Yeah.
I got silly with that.
When the Therian form Landorus got rabies, and then you had to old yellow it.
Yeah.
No, Mum, I should shoot Dad. That was.
I enjoyed it.
It was bold, though. I think that was a real turning point for the Pokemon series.
Yeah, a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
With what happened with the snake.
Oh yeah, in which orifice it disappeared into.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
I kind of feel like Tom might have written that bit for them.
Yeah, and I feel like it borrowed a little bit too heavily from the Necronomicon, the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, that town that if you go off after Jubilife City, if you take that kind of little path
and go to the university on the water's edge.
Yeah,
didn't like that.
No, I got
the half Magikarp people stumbling around.
The code broke a little bit. Did you start hearing things after you turned the game off?
Yeah, but I always do if Thomas is around.
Yeah, and there is the ghost in this house.
Which, is that Thomas's brother? I'm not sure if we established that.
Did Lucifer have a brother?
Oh. Probably.
How many fallen angels were there?
Oh, there's got to be more than one. It's like the Horus Heresy.
Yes.
But much less interesting. I like the Horus Heresy. It's quite interesting.
Welcome to the weirdest episode of the PB.
Did I say that I'm Blore and you're Naylor?
I think we did, but it was more of a Cthulhu, that kind of... Yeah, we muttered it in some kind of guttural ancient language.
Yeah, that wasn't actually us talking about crapping ourselves. It was a reference to a really obscure book that you've never heard of.
If you play this
really
episode backwards at half speed, you'll summon your own thomaslethbridge.
I thought you were going to say you'll shit your own pants.
Oh god, there is a brown note in somewhere in the episode.
If you play it backwards at 1.5 speed and also put a lot of pressure on your sluice muscle after you've eaten a lot of Nando's, you too could shit yourself.
If you're listening to this forward...
Or just look at the prices of the latest Hornbys.
Oh Christ, yeah. If you've just pre-ordered one of the new 56s, you've already shit your jammies. If you're listening to this first before you work your way back, if you're new to the PV, wear old jammies for the first couple.
Yeah, wear some old jammies.
Let's you can just throw those away.
I wanted to talk to you about, and this is a topic we've spoken a lot about, but we haven't hit it for a while. How is Gusto going for you? Not sponsored, but Gusto.
It brought us together. It didn't bring us together.
No, we've been friends for like 25 years. 20 years?
Gusto gave us something
longer
to talk about on the internet.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of am real grateful to them for reining me in a bit after Christmas.
They forced that upon us, didn't they?
They did it by stealth, though. You know, my last
They didn't put any deep fried chicken burgers on the menu or anything, yeah.
Tomorrow, a while back now, I've got my first one coming for a while, and that's like a couple of months after Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did it by stealth, but I'm real grateful. Like, because I got hefty.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortably at my top end. Yeah, I'm not in a maintenance weight at the moment, I think.
No, I'm over and I need to bring it in.
Yeah,
so they're doing good with that.
They're really into suggesting me tofu at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, once again, I apologise, guys. This is not a third week in a row of me having a cold. It is just the second day.
The third hour.
Recording and that. I apologise if I sniff. I know it's going to sound horrible.
Yeah, but it's part of the ambience. It's winter. It still is winter.
I mean, you guys tune in to listen to a ghost, demon, old man gargle my drink and then spit it back into a glass. So who's the real monster?
You just had like 10 minutes of us talking about shit in our boxes.
The monster was King Kong all along. There was no message. He was a giant ape. Gusto.
Can we sneak a... We could DK rap about Gusto, probably.
Did I send you the Hallelujah?
Yeah.
Donkey Kong rap, but Hallelujah is now my favourite thing.
That's what I want playing at all.
He heard there was a secret chord.
Do you know what? I hate the song as well.
I don't mind Leonard Cohen's one.
It's one of those that goes, because it's played so often in like...
I can't remember the lad's name. I think he might have died. The really famous version is a bit more indie and a little bit more, and I say a little bit more plastic passion, but Leonard Cohen's fine, the really deep voice, man, it's a good song.
Oh, pass. Strong pass.
Yeah.
DK's version I'm into.
DK's is brilliant. Now, back on Gusto, they've been trimming us up.
Yeah.
Well,
they've been
stopping us, they've been stopping us from having a lot of deep fried foods.
I've not had a burger from them since before Christmas, I think, and I needed that help.
Yes, yeah, me too. Although I've had a lot more. It's not. I wouldn't say Asian cuisine, but I would say Asian influence cuisine.
Might be where the tofu's coming from.
Yeah, there's been a lot of it. I mean, I've been having chicken and beef and vegetable ones. I've not gone for tofu. I don't think I like it. I feel like I've had it once before.
I think
maybe when I was going for a big weeb phase.
Yeah, I think I've tried to like it, when it's kind of been an option. Or it would be awkward not to have it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
I'm not on board. But I'm getting a little bored of like the amount of soy sauce flavoured things, because I have been following the gusto kind of to the letter, and I feel like they put the soy sauce in so late sometimes that it dominates the flavour. It doesn't have time to cook and mellow.
Yeah, you do get. You tend to find it a lot with like the vinegars and stuff as well. When you don't, because
no,
I always cry.
I at least cut the vinegar portions in half.
But if you chuck the vinegar in as it's like finishing,
yeah, that's
a real
gonna be
sharp.
Yeah,
I like it, but I'm not a 10-year-old girl.
Fuck you. So the soy sauce, there's been a lot of that, but I've picked the meals. So if I picked spaghetti, there wouldn't be any soy sauce. But I'm not picking spaghetti.
I think there is soy sauce in the spaghetti.
No.
I'm going to check actually, because I do really like their spaghetti. Their spaghetti.
If you like their spaghetti and it has soy sauce in, you are a goddamn
soy sauce 8 mil
piece of shit.
You know it works.
No, it doesn't.
It fucking does.
No.
You've not had it. So this is kind of like when you start ranking Iron Maiden albums without listening to them. Remember tomorrow, that's a cool name. I'll give it a 6.
I'm gonna pull the quarter Italian card and tell you, without trying it, I know that soy sauce, it doesn't work in spaghetti bolognese.
This is kind of like that I was born while Iron Maiden still were playing bands, so I can still rate their albums with confidence.
I hate you. I've had a lot of bell peppers as well, but my bell peppers keep showing up smashed by cans.
Thomas. He sneaks into the warehouse.
So I keep having to pick up bell peppers when I'm like nipping to Morrison's or something.
Yeah, you get the credit though. You get more credit than...
Yeah, they do give you £2 back. And
a pack of bell peppers
is less than £2. It's about £1. And I'll have them in, like I usually have a wrap for lunch. And so to spice up the salad
DK one, or like...
to spice my salad and my wrap up, we'll put some bell pepper in there. It's a good time. So, yeah, keep smashing those bell peppers, Gusto.
A little bit better than your cucumber fetish.
You were saying you got missing items.
I had a weird one.
Was it missing sausages?
Oh, we had the sausage and mash, and they forgot the sausages and all the components for the gravy. I essentially had mashed carrots and green beans, but they gave me...
I love green beans. Let me be honest.
Yeah, okay. I'm not shaping a meal around them.
I will.
Yeah, but you're the kind of guy that thinks that Phantom of the Opera isn't...
Green beans and like carrots in baton.
Oh, bat and carrots.
What? You've got problems.
They're hot. Like, I get...
You just don't like carrot, do you?
I don't mind normal carrot. You know,
Grated carrot. Carrot just as is. Carrot sticks.
Slice carrot into like rounds and bake it. You know, like what they tell you to do with the sausage and mash.
I've never had it.
It works.
I don't really
like roast it.
Yeah. Well, you were ragging on roasted carrot at my Christmas dinner. That's because you
wasted space on a Christmas dinner with it. Christmas Day is the day that you don't have to do what your mum tells you.
You hypocrite.
You don't have to eat your veg on Christmas. In the same way that you don't have to do schoolwork on Christmas. You get a day off from doing your spelling test or your maths homework to play with trains and Lego.
And Power Rangers Dino Thunder on Nintendo GameCube.
Oh.
It's one of my best Christmas memories. It's really weird because I was too old for that game as well.
Do you know? No, I'm not convinced you can be.
It was a good game.
Although we rewatched Power Rangers, or we tried both.
We replayed Power Rangers on Mega Drive a couple of years ago.
That was a good time.
That was a great time. Was it?
Yeah.
No, I feel like I was in this house.
No, it was in the flat.
Crikey!
It was before you turned your spare room in the flat into your office for a bit, when it was like game room.
Also, we just sat down and played like in the living room type thing. Wow.
We should revisit that. We might revisit it live. If you want us to do that.
I've probably got photos of all of the game rooms of the past 10 years, and we can talk through them. People fucking love game room tours on YouTube. I'm not doing that because
you're not. Well, it's like the.
I can't be bothered.
Here's my setup, kind of, like battle stations.
Yeah.
Like that we've hit
showing
that.
your battle station. Also, my room. This is England, so it's not that big.
Yeah, there are no columns.
Although it's perfectly large enough to sit in and play video games in, it's not the right size to like walk around. It's never. You can never get a good angle of the room.
Yeah, it's nice sitting. It's gonna look like shit if you.
If I photo it. That was a weird introduction.
Yeah, but if you're joining us on this one, we've normally got a little bit more structure, but as we said, we've done 3 in a row, so you're getting kind of the dregs of our week at the moment. But you also got the dregs of our butt, like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, when you started, that was disgusting.
We don't always go there.
No, but I feel like we should. Pooping is important, but even more important is television. And I just wanted to get your opinion on something. Me and Rue have just finished watching Superstore. A very mediocre...
Weird inflection. Superstore.
Superstore.
Very Matt Berry.
Store. And it's an entirely mediocre show. The lead character, I've forgotten her name. I think she's Ugly Betty as well. She was great.
That's...
What?
Fucking hell. Like, that was bugging me.
Oh, who she was?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we just finished it. And it got to the final season, the main character actually left, and I was like, oh, this is going to be an office situation. And they started to try and run the show without her, but then I think because COVID hit, or carried on hitting, something went wrong, and the last season they had to cut short, but also, instead of clearly going down this path where the tertiary character, Jonah, who was now the main character, fell in love with this ginger-haired lawyer lady, they broke it off very quickly. He got back together with the main character, and they wrapped the show up in about 3 episodes. But at least they did that, and it was a fine ending. And you get that feeling of like you miss a TV show. I didn't think I'd miss this one that much, but by the end of it, I really liked a lot of the characters, like Sandra. If you've seen the show,
weird ones like that.
Yeah.
It's weird because the show's still there, but the first or second time, like...
it's like I'll rewatch Gilmore Girls every now and again.
We've restarted that again.
Whew.
We are...
having a great time.
She's still with Dean.
Oh, wow, I see, early on. I really wish they hadn't done A Year in a Life now. It's not egregious. It's not it's not new Star Wars bad. It's not as good. Yeah.
It's not as wholesome. There's little bits that it kind of...
Oh yeah, it ruined Rory a bit, didn't it?
It carried on. Like, I hated Rory. Least favourite character. You know when you actively want something bad to happen to people in a TV show?
Oh no, I'm a fan
The only
of Rory.
reason I didn't want bad stuff to happen to Rory is because I do have a soft spot for Lorelai. She's adorable.
Yeah. Lorelai can be a bit of a douche.
She's a knob, but
it's all Luke. Yeah. Luke's. I'm watching it for Luke.
No, it's all Richard. It's all about it. I'd watch a spin-off with Richard and Emily.
Richard died.
The actor that played him.
Yes.
Passed away before.
The one thing I think they did really nicely was Emily in A Year in a Life.
I liked Emily after Year in the Life and all the way through. No affinity for her whatsoever.
I was alright with her.
Year in the Life softened me a bit.
Yeah.
But that was sad.
That was really sad.
So well.
But I think A Year in a Life is a good example of you didn't need to, and you've kind of just dragged it through the mud. Don't go back to things that long after. Stop making fucking Ghostbusters films.
Yeah, that was...
I know the one 2016, the all-female one, that was supposed to be not very good. I've not seen it.
I've just kept out because I know it'll ruin it. That's the problem.
But then everyone was like, "Oh, we're not watching it, not because we're sexist or whatever, but because it's bad. It doesn't need to exist." Cool, okay, that's why I'm not watching it. But then this new one with Paul Rudd comes out, and you get the same people going, "Oh, I can't wait for this one. It looks like a return to form." No, it also doesn't need to exist. Paul Rudd is fine, but he's not going to make this a good film. I think Bill Murray's supposed to be in it, but
but it's going to be a cameo.
I don't want to see it.
Like with the Terminator stuff.
Oh god,
you got 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You bring Arnie back, and even Arnie looks a bit annoyed that he's been dragged out of it. Top Gun, I'm not going to watch. Top Gun's probably my favourite film ever.
Oh yeah, I have no interest in watching Top Gun 2. No.
Because it's not going to be about the Top Gun. The Top Gun was Iceman. I'll get real passionate about this. The Top Gun was the guy that... I haven't
seen Top Gun in a while.
Iceman was the Top Gun, and the whole thing is actually about how they should be learning from Mike Metcalf, who apparently has like a cameo in it, but he's the Top Gun that teaches them.
Oh, I see.
Viper.
Yeah.
Yeah, people who think that Tom Cruise is the Top Gun completely misunderstand Top Gun.
I thought
they're the people that have made Top Gun 2.
I thought it was just about getting your rocks off over a volleyball scene.
Categorically about watching planes take off after an aircraft carrier.
Well,
we know that
you
you came in specifically for the beach bits, but for most of us, it was about shouting and whooping at big planes taking off from bigger ship.
Look, I just enjoy beaches, and do you know what else I enjoy?
Numbers of the Beast.
Welcome again to Numbers of the Beast, Pudding Boys audience. This segment of the show, Naylor and I have a good long listen to a classic album and rank each song on it out of 7 before averaging them out to create an album score and ranking them against the rest of that band's discography. Right now, we are working our way through the vast catalogue of Iron Maiden, and this week, it's Somewhere in Time.
You guys are going to think, I'll spoil this for you now, you're going to think I'm taking the piss.
I think you're always taking the piss because
well, you don't understand.
It's not been a week, so I really remember what you did to Back in the Village on Power Slave.
You didn't think Ace's High was a 7.
I said it was a 6. That's a fine score.
It's not. It's a 9.
Caught Somewhere in Time.
3.
2.
I felt. You'll see why.
I thought it was just a bit boring. It was just a little bit boring. Not bad. It's not a bad song, but
that's
it's a little bit boring.
It a 3.
Yeah.
I got through it and it was fine.
Perhaps I could have given it a 3 because it's not as bad as like Quest for Fire.
We've acknowledged a couple of times we've literally done this. We've listened to it in depth in the same week as Power Slave
and
Peace of Mind.
Peace of Mind, yeah,
stronger than we thought.
Yeah.
But this followed immediately. We've not had a week off.
No. So although Iron Maiden had 2 years off for it was the first time without a yearly release.
Yeah, although they were trying some weird stuff when they were synthesized and now they were changing.
Yeah.
Like
Metal Pilgrim on YouTube has a video about that. It's really good.
To be fair, they must have known at the time they just dropped Power Slave.
Well, they did a massive
the tour.
What was the tour called? I think it's like World of Slave or Enslaved
World Slavery or something.
World Slavery Tour, which is a really odd. And
it's an interesting.
It's a bold name. Yeah, you wouldn't pull that one.
It was called the early years when they retoured it. You know, like 10 years ago now.
Yes.
It wasn't called the World Slavery Tour.
Yeah, I can see why. This is, before we move on to the second track, this is the most successful Iron Maiden album up to this point.
I suppose, though, again, if you'd bought Power Slave or heard Power Slave, this was the first one you've just had Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, and Power Slave knocking around.
Yeah, you probably think this is going to be
picking up steam.
Yeah, wasted years.
I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 6. It's great.
It's great. It's not for me. Ace's High or 2 Minutes to Midnight. It's the big song on the album.
I think it's as good as them because I've not heard it. It's not been overplayed or anything like that. It's still a great track, but it does. Once you listen to the chorus once.
Yeah, it's got some bop to it. I enjoy it live. But it's more for... I put it on a par with...
Written by Smith.
Yeah, Adrian Smith.
And the only track on the album without synthesizers. I too watched the Metal Pilgrim video.
Sea of Madness.
Sea of Madness 4.
3.
I quite enjoyed it. I can't remember a single thing, and I know I listened to it this morning.
Exactly.
So maybe 4 was high, but I enjoyed it.
I drifted up to 4, and I normally try and do about 3 listens when I'm ranking and see if I agree with myself because I'm that guy. We already know I'm the train guy, so I'm not really that guy. But
this is your crack, isn't it? As soon as I start doing this on the Halloween one, you wanted it on that.
Yeah, Sea of Madness. By the time I had it a couple of times, I was really powering through it.
Yeah.
Heaven Can Wait.
2.
I gave it a 3. I was very generous, and do you know what?
I think the chorus for Heaven Can Wait.
It's bad.
It's genuinely bad. This song actually could have been my first one, but I didn't feel like bringing that up yet.
I've a little bit of a soft spot for it, which is why I think I gave it a 3. But it's not a good song.
No. The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. I did a little bit of reading into it because the title caught my attention. It's a short story. But then there's arguments online on whether or not it's actually based on the book or not, because they've just done that such a long tour and stuff. Yeah. It might be a bit of both, but obviously because it's the internet, everyone speaks on it like an authority.
Everyone is a master of Iron Maiden studies now.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 3.
It's alright.
I would have felt bad marking that. it's one of those songs that has never grabbed me in 20 odd years of listening to Iron Maiden. It's never really.
No.
I've never gone to it.
The title is more interesting than the song.
It is, but the title also implies it's going to be a boring song.
Yeah, kind of. It does actually. Doesn't, yeah.
Like, you did long distance running in secondary school as one of the PE things.
Yeah.
Like, it's
and that's not an exciting subject.
Exactly, like, yeah.
Speaking of exciting subjects, now I had always assumed that Stranger in a Strange Land was based on Stranger in a Strange Land. And I know I've heard this track plenty of times before, but I've never actually listened and read the lyrics, so I did. It's got nothing to do with the book. And that upsets me because the book is actually very good. Robert Heinlein book, I think. Just great book. Better in the first half. I gave this 4. Because it's a good song. I really like it.
I'll give it a 3 again.
Oh, really? I thought the chorus was A Brave New World.
I'm going to... Spoiler, this album. Apart from Wasted Years...
It doesn't go above.
I've given them all 3s.
What?
Because every single song on here has got something that I didn't mind. Something that kept me listening. I didn't enjoy any of them.
No.
And apart from Wasted Years, and every song on this album, I would rather have been listening to almost any of the songs that we've previously
before or
covered.
after it. Yeah.
And also, spoiler for when we do eventually do it, we know what's coming next.
Seventh Son, yeah.
Deja Vu?
I gave Deja Vu a 2. You obviously gave it a 3.
I can't remember what grabbed me. I think it was the music. I think there's the riff in there at the start that's quite snappy.
It's a little bit paunchy. I feel like the riff at the start, and I might be talking completely out my arse, calls back to a riff earlier on, and it might be in Caught Somewhere in Time.
Yeah. It's got that little it might be that one.
Yeah, it might be. I might be completely.
One of them's got like a little Dream Theatre thing where you get a riff from an earlier song in the album.
Yeah. On one of my listens of this, just straight up got up and started doing the hoovering.
Yeah. It was a 3. There were bits in it that I enjoyed, but I wanted it out of the way.
It's not a bad song. I gave Alexander the Great a 4, and I thought it was going to be a 2.
Oh, exactly the same.
Because it is Bruce reading a Wikipedia article, but musically it's actually quite enjoyable.
Alexander the Great, huge peaks and troughs, and I was the same when I did the first listen. It was a 2. Second one was a 4. And I settled on the 3 because by the third listen, I'd had enough, but I'd softened to it.
Yeah. I've seen people online say that that's their favourite Iron Maiden song ever, and I just think, why? There's so much better stuff out there. Whether you like the singles or whether you like the deeper cuts.
Yeah, if you like history, there are better written songs. We're going to get on to them later, obviously, but things like Passchendaele.
Yeah.
If you like your history.
I feel like
it's
just a choice because that's the song they came up with.
Probably.
They've seen
the one they came in on.
Yeah.
Maybe.
My total score was 27, average score 3.375.
This is the first time.
Are we the same?
27. I rounded up to 3.38 because we said 2 decimal places. So I paid attention to our rules as well as the album.
Well, I haven't anymore. I'm using the 7.5. So our PB score for that is 7.125.
Comfortably the lowest, I think.
That, not comfortably.
It's just
below Killers.
Yeah. No, Iron Maiden was like high one.
Yeah, so it's 1 Power Slave, 2 Number of the Beast, 3 Peace of Mind, 4 Iron Maiden, 5 Killers, and now 6 Somewhere in Time.
I would have felt like a dick rating it lower.
It's not, you know what, it's not like, it's clearly not like we've just knocked it down because we couldn't be bothered. Like, it's still almost in on it. It's almost better than Killers.
I think if you take it, because obviously we're younger than that. You can tell the voices. You've just got
it was 1 or 2 years after
Slave.
this album came out.
Like Number of the Beast and Power Slave, you've dropped 2 big like heavy metal albums from 2 of the first heavy metal albums, you know, in the very traditional sense. Like the first big ones anyway, and we're not going to get into history of. You've got to do something after that. And at the time, you think a lot of people are starting to dabble, you know, you pick on even big bands like Queen and that kind of thing.
Well,
starting to play around with
Priest did Turbo at this time.
Additional sounds that aren't just
big album.
2 guitars, drums and bass.
Yeah. I feel like
the next couple of albums, we're going to talk about it when we get to the next couple of albums, you kind of see where they were going with this.
Yeah, I feel like
there.
they might have at this point realised they can do whatever they want and
There's
still
an
sell.
element to that. Alexander the Great is a bit of a vanity project. They
wanted to read that Wikipedia article.
Yeah, he's just read a nice... It's like a little book, but it's a nice little book.
Yeah, I hope Bruce or Steve never sits down and reads War and Peace in its entirety. Because we will then have a really long concept album.
Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner at 15 minutes slaps.
Yeah.
That's enough.
At an hour and a half, it might not. Let's slip into a different gear.
Slip into a different dimension, I think.
Pudding of the Week.
Welcome back, fellows! It is I, thomaslethbridge, and I am once again here to bring you Pudding of the Week.
That's somebody from somewhere in time.
The segment of the show where we learn a little bit about a delicious dessert from around the globe and Naylor ranks it on a scale of his choosing. This week's pudding is very difficult for me to pronounce, but I will give it a go. Goreba, or Goreba. It is from Egypt, the Middle East. It also shows up in Greece. It's a light, shortbread type biscuit, usually made with ground almond flour. Versions are found in most countries in the Arab world with various different forms and recipes. It has been around in the Greater Syria area, Iraq and other Arab countries since ancient times and has shown up in multiple cookbooks, including a 10th century cookbook and a 15th century Ottoman cookbook. It has a lot of variations and it appears to be somewhere between a macaron and a shortbread biscuit, but with a stronger almond flour. And it is a very pearly white, beautiful looking biscuit. That's cooked.
Actually, yeah, that is a pretty food.
Yes. It is indeed very good looking. And speaking of good looking, I can see that Blore has left a squash on the side that I'll just help myself to.
That gets the demons out. Some of them anyway.
Farewell, boys!
I wonder which bit of time he's gone to now.
I'm
Alexander the Great.
I'm trying not to think about what Thomas is and where he is when he's not here.
You know,
Or who he is when he's not here.
If you subscribe to the multiple parallel timelines theory, I think Thomas is doing a lot of bad shit in other timelines. I think.
Yeah. I feel like we might be
the good one.
the outlier.
You know, we've done Genghis Khan, haven't we, in Iron Maiden terms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see him show up and kind of nod, like he knew him. So hopefully we don't go that far back.
Knew him / was.
What's the demon in The Exorcist? Pazuzu.
Yeah.
Oh, that still freaks me out, The Exorcist, just a little bit.
I do like the little demony spooks. I also like the look of these.
Yeah, I like the look of these. What's your scale for them?
I've got a little bit weird, but hey, you know, we're not being particularly normal with this. I'm going for the town, city, village.
Oh,
so
like
I'm going for habitations.
The
basically.
classification of a settlement.
Yeah.
Does it have? What's the official term for that?
Oh,
surely there is one.
The article I was reading, and I didn't go too deep because we could ramble for hours.
Oh yeah.
Village comes from a French term referring to a group of buildings,
Yep.
small community, rural area.
And a hamlet smaller than that, isn't it?
Yeah, hamlet is something to do with church, I think. Like
Yeah.
a town, a walled or fenced place comes from Old English, so this is a bit actually new. And realistically, it's got sort of fixed boundaries, local government, bigger than village, smaller than city. City, there's this common concept that it's got a cathedral or something like that.
That's surely not true.
Not entirely from what I've gathered from my minimal research.
Yeah.
For my complete lack of. Basically, with a city, you're talking about like multiple areas, a local
A
government.
puddingboys with no research. How could that possibly exist?
I was too busy trying to banish Thomas from my upstairs. He got into the pipes again.
Please, Thomas, leave.
You can't ask him nicely. You have to you have to invoke some kind of deity to push him out. Oh, there's
God.
Thomas.
Yeah, there's Tom.
That's our Tom.
So where does it fit?
I'm going to put it as a town. It's not grand enough to be a city.
No, you're not looking forward to this, but you'll probably eat too many when it's on the side.
Yeah, you're not going there as a weekend away. You're
Yeah.
not booking a hotel in
No.
these. But you go for a day out.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe get a train to it. Maybe make a day of it. But you're not staying.
Feel like these would be a bigger hit in, like, say, England, where they're not common, than they will be back in their own countries.
Yeah, they kind of feel a bit like their take on cookies, you know, or
Yeah.
like donuts, or, you know, like we kind of...
Well, it essentially is like a shortbread biscuit that I feel like it's going to be lighter, so it's almost meringue.
Well, you said macaroons, didn't you?
Yeah, somewhere between the two, but not like a soft macaroon.
No, like a crispy macaroon.
Yeah.
Because I'll go silly on macaroons. I'll make myself feel poorly on macaroons, but they're so light.
Do you feel
You
like
stick a load in,
yeah.
and then the sugar starts to wash over you.
There's a long list of countries where these show up, and obviously that's like if we did the cinnamon bun yesterday or 2 weeks ago. That
Well, this morning.
Yeah, this morning
We had our own little fika.
Oh, we did have a fika this morning. That
Go
sounds
back to what episode was that? 19.
19.
If you're coming in on this one,
Fika,
go back
fika.
to episode 19. We'll explain fika. The
Fecal
Scandis will tell you how to pronounce it.
feces.
Yeah, we did that this morning.
I did.
Not
I did
actual.
that brilliantly this morning, all by myself, and I cleaned up afterwards
And
too.
threw the boxes away.
On that
Weird
Pudding Boys.
episode. Welcome,
Yeah.
guys. Where can we find them if you want to go back and not hear us talk about our bowels?
Or maybe if you want to hear us talk about DM me. We are available on YouTube on the channel Pudding Boys. Hit subscribe and leave us a comment. We can also be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and we are showing up on time more and more. Although I'm saying this 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah, we might have disappeared into wherever Thomas spends his weekends.
Yeah, they might have fucked us over again. And we now have an Instagram, which is a fun place to check out
Fucked these up every week for the past 3 weeks.
I can't read. To check out the fun artwork that I make for every episode. See you next week. Pudding Boys, it's going to be 3 weeks for us, but next week for you.
Yeah, we'll still be fresh, still exciting, still cleaning up after this morning.
Bye!